So I just made a video for frequently asked questions about the directional terms, and I wanted to do the same for the regional terms. So a few people have asked me, what's the difference between the noun form of the body region and the adjective form of that body region? So it helps to remember kind of what noun and adjective is referring to in grammar. So noun is like a place, a thing, an idea. An adjective is a word that describes a place, a thing, or idea. So in our regional terms, we can have the noun form of a place. So we can think of this as the brachium. Or we can have the adjective form that describes the entire region encompassing the brachium. So this region would be the brachial region. Instead of ending in ium, it'll end in ial, ial. So brachial is the adjective form because it's not naming the region, it's describing the region. Where or what type of region is this? This is the brachial region. Now, why might you ask, is it important to know both sets or to distinguish between them? And that's because sometimes it makes sense to use one over the other. So the example I like to give is femur, the largest bone in your body. That's the upper leg bone, and femoral. So femoral is the thigh, essentially. It's the region that encompasses the femur. So if you were to say that the person had a bone break in their femoral region, that would be a break in the femur. So you could say they broke their femur, or you could say they have a break in the femoral region. But it's more direct and clear to say they broke their femur. Now, times that you would want to use femoral over femur is when you're describing that general area. So let's say that you had a patient that had a flesh-eating bacterial infection, and the infection had affected their skin, their connective tissue, their muscle. Maybe it was even working its way down into the bone, and you were worried about osteomyelitis. You wouldn't say the patient has a femur infection because that's not including all the other tissues that are involved. It'd be more accurate to say the infection is localized to the femoral area or the femoral region. That would indicate that the infection is in the region, not specifically just in the femur. So your textbook gives the adjective forms. It gives the descriptive word, but I linked you on your regional and directional term assignment on Canvas. I linked you to 2 websites that give both. So one was OpenStax and the other is Lumen Learning. And both of those will give the noun form of like the actual body part. So the foot is the pes, and also the descriptive form. So the foot is within the pedal region. Generally, when you're using a descriptive form, it's going to end in AL, like acromial, or it's going to end in AR, like fibular. And many times when you have a noun form, it's going to end in EM. So I hope that helps clarify the regional terms and gives you some examples of when it's appropriate to use the more noun regional term or the more adjective-like regional term.